Hello friends, you are welcome again the listening empire. It took 2,000 years for Israel to become a country? But today their military strength is ranked 20th in the world, in such a small group. But how? Because there was a time when the majority population of Israel, which was just was being tortured worse than hell. Hitler and his army were selectively killing them by putting them in poisonous gas chambers. But, if such an old history, then even after such a painful history, this juice. How come there are so many ads today? Is that the study of American political scientist Char Murray in which he estimated the IQ of Israeli people to be 7 to 15% higher than that of other communities? Is that the reason behind this? And even if so, how did his IQ increase so much? Valve, think so much, you will not get the answer by thinking, the answer will be found after watching this thread till the end. Judah had founded the oldest tribe of Jews, but no one knew what was going to happen to them in the future, and that is why Jerusalem, which Israel claims today as its capital, is located here. Somewhere after the reign of Raja Maharajas, 931 BC. After the passing of King Solomon there was a civil war, due to which their kingdom was divided into two parts, due to which the Northern kingdom was named Israel and the Southern kingdom was named Judah, but the war did not end here, because, after some time, there was another such war, in which Israel was completely destroyed, but Judah's rule did not last long because in 587 BC. In 143 BC, the Babylonian Empire captured and destroyed the building that King Solomon had built, and after that, the empire continued to decline, but, in fact, the trouble started when the Roman Empire reached Jerusalem. Old Israel under Roman Empire, people had no problem with him, but after some time, Pompey started taking taxes from Cyrus, due to which Cyrus turned against him. Due to this the first Jewish revolt took place. And this revolt was retaliated by the Romans in April 70 CA, when the spring festival of Jus was going on, where the Romans first cleverly cut off the supply of food and water to Jerusalem, and the people were starved to death. They tortured those people and then beat them, made them slaves and gave them wages. Not only this, the Romans attacked the second temple there and destroyed it too, and only one wall of this temple was left, which today is known to the world as Western Wall. Knows by name, but on the one hand the Romans. They celebrated their victory by building the triumphal arch, while on the other hand, fearing the tyranny of the Romans, the Jews left their own country in Jerusalem and settled in the countries of Europe and North Africa to save their lives and those of their loved ones, but this journey was not easy, because in that era, there was no advanced technology like today and there were no transport vehicles like today. Whereas today if we talk only about cars, today more than 100 crore vehicles are running, but as many as the number of these cars has increased, their maintenance has also increased equally. And if you too are keeping your car locked in the garage due to the storm, Tuking Yabov Juz, he had left his country and gambled extensively in the countries of Europe and North Africa. But, how did these poor people know that? There the executioner is waiting for them, in front of whom even the torture of the Romans pales in comparison, because Hitler and his Nazi party were waiting for them there. Then because you believe that the Jews are leaving their land and going to other countries. How will they grow? Because the Roman emperor chased them out from there, and then they started living in other countries for a long time, and then came Hitler's door, the yoke erupted and reached Germany. They were about to leave their yoke. 19 to 2,000 years later, when he was living his life happily in Germany, and all the idiots were becoming brilliant scientists, but instant was also a joke, but then anti-Semitism was raised against him. Discrimination started immediately, which directly turned the Second March population against gambling. But during all this, World War Van people attributed gambling only because they believed in capitalism, and not in dictatorship, and here the never-ending atrocities on them began, which Hitler increased tenfold as soon as he came to power in 1933. And after losing the 1946 war too, Hitler became obsessed with abolishing gambling, and after the war of 1918, religious persecution of Jews remained, but violence, torture and kill were used against them. How things started becoming common. Whose victims were children, old people and pregnant women, who were not even able to save themselves, and gradually the dead bodies started piling up, but the brutality of the people there did not end here. They killed women along with men. They were physically exploited, due to which they had to face pregnancy and abortion, and those men who could fight for their own survival, Hitler took them by train and put them to work in the guest chambers. Hitler concentrated on waking up have started CAM, where they are humane like animals on juice. The lab would conduct experiments, and satisfy the cruel and twisted fantasies of our world outside, and due to this distance, thousands of people and Israelis, whose name was Palestine, had reached there. It was thought to be a British colony, but it was not Baga, Vidyar, but during Israel they were ruled by the British, but before that. History. Why in your tears you are the Ottoman Emperor, the Ottoman Emperor ruled over Jerusalem as well as many parts of the Middle Kingdom from 15 to 16 to 1917, i.e. almost the whole of the World War, and at that time, apart from Germany, Poland, Russia and some countries like France. The British came to Palestine with a ray of hope. They said that if they won from our Ottoman Empire then they would give the Jews an independent country of their own in Palestine, and due to this, the hope of getting their own independent country was so much in the hearts of the Jews that Verwart what too. After Zeus got independence, the United Nations divided Palestine into two parts. The first Isa was given to Zeus and the second to the Arabs, but Jerusalem was declared an international city. But after the partition of Palestine, a question arose. It happens that why and how the name of the land belonging to Zeus was read as Israel, as if I did not know, earlier Nodin Kintum was not included in it, and that is why everyone was feeling that once again Zeus this country should be named Judah, but on May 14, 1948, David Ben-Gurion declared this independent country a state and Israel, and this name Israel. Israel had become a country through the name of Israel in June 1747, but like Palestine's Arabs, Jews, it had to sacrifice its life. Instead of running away. He was living there, he was very upset. He said that if Jud has to be made an independent country, Egypt, Syria, Jordan, Iraq, Lebanon, all these have been Muslim countries, and Israel alone is in the middle. On June 5, 1967, Israel carried out an aerial attack on Egypt, destroying 90% of its airspace, and a similar attack also happened on Syria, due to which in 3 days Israel captured the Gaza Strip and took control of everything from the Sinai Peninsula to the East Bank Suez Canal. Not only this, when Jordan joined this war, Israeli forces attacked them and defeated them too. To stop this devastation, the 7th Security Council, while protecting the seeds for this devastation, UN 17 June got the opportunity to fire these bombs, which Israel, Jordan, Egypt accepted on the same day, but Syria still did not insist on eliminating Israel, and due to this on June 9, Israel attacked Syria once again and, after a whole day-long battle, the Golan Heights were captured, after which Syria withdrew its positions and imposed a ceasefire on June 10, but by then there were 11,000 casualties in Egypt, 6,000 in Jordan, and 1,000 casualties in Syria. Yes, there was security, and also the supply of weapons and equipment was different, and Israel's casualty count was only 700, and from this you can guess that Israel is such a small country among so many Arab countries. This continues to be discussed. I am talking about the intelligence of Israel. People around the world consider Jews to be very intelligent. In a study by social theorist Charles Murray, it has been said that the average IQ rate of Jews is 7% and 15% higher than that of other communities. If it happens, is it because of this IQ that he has won 20% of all the Nobel Prizes awarded so far, and his population is also the same? Are he really that smart? Well, way chosen people, our education Shubda. The authors of this book, Jewish History, say that their history lies behind their intelligence, education and literacy. That is, earlier the Jews used to give importance only to Torah and ritual beliefs, but after the destruction of the Second Temple, the Jewish people started giving importance to knowledge and skills. They started focusing more on gaining money. They had understood that if we want to make our life better, then education is a very important factor. With that understanding, education was like a task for Jews because he had a higher population than usual. It was beyond the meaning of literate, but this change was a revolutionary change for Jews in the understanding that we see in Israel today. American columnist Bret Stephens says that the reason for the achievements of Jews lies in their history and culture. If we look today, if we go to Albert Einstein, Rosalind Franklin, Benjamin Disraeli, Franz Kafka, they all belong to the Jewish family, and all of them have contributed to the world with their intelligence, and Einstein believed that the value of a person's life was. This happens only because his life improves the lives of others and makes them more beautiful and noble. In Stephen's column he had also said that knowledge is something that lasts till the end, and perhaps this is the result because they have some grant-breaking technology like Aerodome, which is a technology which would be used if a rocket were to be dropped on Israel. So you will be able to detect them with your accuracy, speed and capacity and destroy them beforehand. It's a bit like Aerodome, but only. The trophy system detects and destroys missile tanks instead of rockets, or this aircraft, with its storm-like speed, radar and unique helmet system, helps the pilot to quickly launch the weapon on the enemies and eliminate them, and so on. Israel has innovations which include Markavi, Gefashirian, Denmer, Spiky and the AWOL system, which make Israel's defense system the strongest, and today Israel is using its innovations. It has also taken the initiative to share with the world. Thank you. I hope you like a video.